Ladies and gentlemen, what looked like a double top yesterday with descending volume in the upwards trend and bearish divergences all over the momentum indicators has turned into a renewed leg of the parabolic upwards move on Bitcoin, which is why I specifically mentioned yesterday that even though we were seeing this bearishness in the short term, unless there was a confirmed breakdown of the neckline, that bearishness was not valid. It was not confirmed. This is also what I mentioned in my VIP group chat before the break upwards occurred. I said the head and shoulders pattern that I mentioned in the video yesterday was invalidated and I was watching an ascending triangle structure instead. That's a good reason to be in the VIP group, by the way. I post insights like that take me 15 seconds to post, whereas videos take me potentially hours to make and I can't get them out in time. The point is, if you want short-term updates, that's where you can get them. But right now, Bitcoin is at 93,000 pretty much, or it reached 93,000. And the question is, well, where will it go next? What are the targets for Bitcoin here? We're in price discovery. We've never been this high before. So what do we need to be watching? Well, first and foremost, 100,000 is literally just a few steps away for Bitcoin. And that is a major psychological resistance level. So 100,000 is one target, but another target comes through from the USDT.D chart, which still has not broken down. It is a chart that is reverse correlated to Bitcoin that no one is watching. You need to watch this chart. Now, I'm macro bullish on Bitcoin. I'm macro bullish on crypto. I believe we're entering an altcoin season. Everything looks good, but it doesn't mean you can't watch the things that matters. And this matters right now. It's very important to note, guys, right? Even though we're parabolic right now, everyone's hyped, everyone's making a bunch of money, including myself. You can't forget that corrections happen even in parabolic bull markets. What we saw right here in 2021 was parabolic move after parabolic move around the same time of the market cycle. So for example, we broke all-time highs around here. Same thing as this time, we saw a parabolic move right there, which is comparable to the one we're seeing right now. But after that parabolic move, when everything was in the sky and everyone was bullish already, we saw a 32% correction. Yes, it was a brutal correction, okay? But we continued upwards after it. So we can see heavy corrections while remaining macro bullish. We need to look into what a correction could look like, hypothetically, okay? I'm not bearish, just hypothetically, where we could go and what levels we need to hold onto in order to contain the macro bullish structure. These are important things to watch. There's no point in me sitting here and saying, oh my God, everything's bullish, buy everything right now, we're mooning. That doesn't help you. What helps you is me talking about things that actually matter, all right? Things you need to watch. I am bullish, very bullish indeed, but we need to look into the important things. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the content. Before we get into it properly, go leave a comment down below. It's not going to be the most fleshed out video today. We've only got a few things to discuss. Leave a comment though, I appreciate it. Just chuck an emoji down there, say thank you, say whatever you want. Really helps out the algorithm. And go ahead and check out, by the way, the Bitcoin and Blowfin exchanges. If you're interested in getting on exchanges with very low trading fees that have never been hacked before and that have a 15% trading fee discount with my referral link down below, get onto Bitcoin. Blowfin's an alternative option. You can sign up from anywhere in the world. Sign up with that link if you're interested. Guys, let's get into the content. We'll try skim through it today. Right, so short-term TA we have established very well doesn't really matter too much unless we get confirmations. So for example, this double top formation didn't matter yesterday because it didn't break down. If it broke down, the structure would have been valid, right? And it would have mattered, but it didn't break down. The bearishness was there. It was a speculative bearishness. It was unconfirmed because we didn't see the breakdown yet, and we just continued higher. So until we get an actual bearish breakdown, there's nothing to worry about on short term. But that doesn't mean you should stop looking at it entirely. It means that you should keep drawing in the breakdown lines. Like, for example, there's a breakdown line right there that you can look at. But don't take it too seriously unless it actually breaks down. If it actually breaks down, then you can say, okay, we've got a bearish breakdown confirmed. Then we can look at lower targets. For example, if that bearish breakdown from this line right here is confirmed, some lower targets might be 85,000, which was the previous neckline of the speculative head and shoulders pattern from yesterday. Another target would be around 82,000, 82.5 thousand, and another target could be all the way down here at around 79,000, okay? 79,000 could be a target as well, 78.5 thousand. Those are some speculative targets. All of those would be perfectly healthy to go to. There's nothing wrong with retracing at all. Retracing after a big move is not bearish. There would be no macro bearishness in that whatsoever. In fact, if we look at where we are right now in comparison to the last cycle, which we can do, by the way, because the 4-year cycle shows that Bitcoin moves cyclically and macro moves are very comparable from cycle to cycle, we can see that Bitcoin has pretty much just broken its 2021 all-time high properly. And after we did that in 2021, what we saw was a major parabolic move spanning the course of a couple of weeks or a few weeks. And from that point, after that major move, we saw a correction that was literally 32% in scale, a negative 32% correction. Altcoins got freaking decimated, and only then did altcoin season begin. By the way, we'll discuss that tonight. But the point is, that was a huge correction there after the parabolic move. We can see huge corrections. Bitcoin can literally go downwards. If we say topped out at 100K, Bitcoin could literally go downwards all the way to something like 69,000, to something like 74,000. These targets are valid. They could be reached, and it would not break Bitcoin's macro bullishness. Now, what I will say is this. If Bitcoin broke 69,000, I would be very concerned. I don't see any reason for Bitcoin to break below its 2021 all-time high unless we were entering a bear market. We can actually go a bit further into that, go on the daily chart on Bitcoin. And we can see very clearly that 69,000 is much lower than we'd need to go. We wouldn't need to go below that at all. In fact, even something like 74,000, which we reached on 2 consecutive highs, would be a valid neckline to retest. But even going below 74,000 would be highly concerning. The point is, Bitcoin can go down very dramatically. It can go all the way to something like 74, maybe even below it on a wick, and remain macro bullish. But at the same time, I'm mentioning these invalidations. If we go below those levels, that's when danger really occurs. The point is, Bitcoin can retrace heavily, even after a parabolic move, and remain bullish. It did it in the last cycle. Trust me, it can do it again. It does it in every bloody cycle, and it might catch you off guard. Up only is not a thing. It doesn't exist. So we know that 100K is a major hurdle. We established that already. It's a psychological resistance. What else is a major hurdle? Well, there's a big hurdle coming through from the USDT.D chart, which not many people are looking at right now. It is a chart that measures the strength of USDT in relation to the rest of the cryptocurrency market. When this chart rises, it means that USDT is gaining dominance. More people are holding USDT. And guys, just think about it logically. If more people are holding USDT, that means that people are selling their assets for USDT. Therefore, if this chart is going up, crypto is going down, and vice versa. If this chart is going down, crypto is going up. Now, we can establish that very easily by bringing the Bitcoin chart and overlaying it with this chart right here. So Bitcoin's in red. And as you can see, generally speaking, when Bitcoin's in a bull market, the USDT chart is going downwards. And generally speaking, when Bitcoin's in a bear market, the USDT chart is going upwards. So what we can see actually is this chart literally predicted the Bitcoin top on both tops, right? The top right here in March 2021 and also the top right here in November by showing this white support line right here. So this white support line, which I'll show you right now, this white support line stemming backwards from 2019, literally marked the 2021 top, both of the tops, right? It's a very important line. It's 5 years of support here. And right now what we're seeing is Bitcoin coming right up to it, all right, and testing it. Meaning that until Bitcoin breaks below this USDT.D chart line, we're not really in the clear for any major macro move, right? Yeah, we can move upwards a little bit, but this is a major resistance level. It marked the top in 2021. It needs to break. We're at that hurdle right now. There's nowhere really else for Bitcoin to go unless it's breaking this hurdle. If Bitcoin breaks this hurdle, it will jump 100K. That 100K psychological barrier will go because this hurdle will be broken. So this is a very important chart to watch right now. I'm not saying sell. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not selling, right? Not at all. I'm saying watch this chart, right? And if it breaks, excellent. If we start bouncing heavily, that could be a sign that we're in for a bit of a correction. And if it starts actually breaking upwards properly, that could be a sign that the market's rolling over. That's a very important thing to watch right now that no one is talking about. Another very important thing to watch right now is the total cryptocurrency market cap chart. As you can see, we have reached our all-time high level from 2021. Obviously, we need that level to break. That would be great to see. And a couple more important things to watch come from the longer term chart RSI structures. So we look at the RSI on the 2-week chart, for example, we draw a descending resistance line. What we can notice basically is that there is a descending resistance line to be drawn on a 2-week chart here that marks very major tops on Bitcoin. Mark the top right here, right here, right here. I'm just circling them right now. All these tops were marked by reaching the 2-week RSI line. Now we're very far away from reaching that line, so we've got much room to move for Bitcoin. So it's not a concern right now, but it's definitely something to pay attention to. Similarly speaking, the monthly chart RSI line, which I would argue is actually more beneficial, more useful than the 2-week chart RSI line, does pretty much the same thing. Okay, marks major tops on Bitcoin. We're very far away from it right now. We've got more room to move. But if we do end up reaching those lines at any point in this cycle, which I think we will, that would be a sign that maybe Bitcoin has reached its maximum potential, or at least it would be another hurdle before Bitcoin broke that trend entirely and went upwards higher. I will also mention for more medium-term analysis, because I know short-term right now is a little bit tricky to do properly. Medium-term is a bit better. There are important lines on the daily chart RSI. For example, let me go ahead and punch in a few more things here. You can see on the screen that I've actually made red circles and green circles. They line up with each other. So the red circles on the RSI line up with the red circles on the price chart, and the green circles on the RSI line up with the green circles on the price chart. As well. So they represent bounces and rejections. And what you can see is that this RSI structure has been very influential on the Bitcoin price chart in terms of bounces and rejections. Right now, we are at a rejection point, meaning that Bitcoin might need to pull back here and catch its breath a bit before it makes that jump upwards. That would make a lot of sense. Alternatively, we can just see divergences start to take place where the RSI calms down and momentum calms down, but Bitcoin continues higher. That's what we did right here. So as you can see, we topped out on the RSI, but the divergence took place and Bitcoin continued higher. The problem with doing that is it's unsustainable. There will be a correction eventually. You're just kicking the can down the road. Regardless, whatever happens, we can get very good insights. Either Bitcoin will correct here, or we will see a divergence and we will enter an unsustainable upwards trend and Bitcoin will correct a little bit later. Either way, there is a correction coming. And the daily chart RSI represents that very well, unless we are to break this triangle to the upside entirely, right? So that's an important chart to watch as well. Basically, just outlining what's important to watch, and that's all I can really do on this YouTube channel. USDT.D, 100K, the total cryptocurrency market cap, and its all-time high. The daily chart RSI, the monthly chart and 2-week chart RSI. All in all, the macro looks great. We've still got room to move, plenty of room to move potentially, but do not be surprised if a big correction comes at some point. It's very difficult to say when it will come. I can't really predict that. It would make sense if it happened right now. I'm not saying I predict it to happen right now. I don't know. A parabolic phase is very difficult to predict, but just know that it would make perfect sense. It would not be something to be scared of. That's the main point, right? Until we break something like 74K, there's really nothing too dangerous going on here. So guys, I've got an altcoin video coming out later tonight. In about 8 to 10 hours, I will release that. I'm discussing Bitcoin dominance. I'm discussing Ethereum BTC, discussing Ethereum BTC and Bitcoin dominance overlaid with Bitcoin, and discussing altcoins in general, okay? So keep an eye out for that, an altcoin season update there. I appreciate you guys' support. Please leave a comment down below. Drop an emoji, drop a thank you, whatever you want. It takes 15 seconds. I appreciate it. And I'll mention again, guys, the exchanges. If you need an exchange, which you do need an exchange, by the way, especially in a bull market. Exchanges are very vulnerable in a bull market, and you need an exchange that has reserves information released, okay? That works with companies to reimburse you on your funds if they are hacked, that have never been hacked before as well. Very important track record, and are very low in trading fees. Both Bitunix and Blowfin will suit you very well for those needs. And Bitunix, by the way, you will get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life with my referral link down below. Sign up. You will not regret it. I appreciate that if you use my link. And I will mention as well, the VIP group on Telegram. If you want short-term updates occasionally in the group chat and from myself and other members, you can get it on VIP. You can also get the main thing, which is 4 trading signals posted per week to the Telegram group with a 78.32% win rate. We've had an exceptional couple of weeks in VIP. I'm excited to see you in there, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you soon.